Won't. Not allowed. Okay, so we had left off on nomenclature, and I want to kind of pick up from somewhere because I had some students in 8th period that were kind of struggling with an idea, and I think I stumbled upon a really good idea how to explain this. So we're going to go back to this nomenclature. Now, when I say I'm starting back from the beginning, I don't mean like I'm going to define what monatomics and all that is. Wow, that marker is shot. Mr. Rhodes used my markers, didn't he?
Not for us.
What did we even do yesterday?
He gave us a paper.
I had some worksheets for you, some points and life grades for it. I didn't get a bad note. So with nomenclature, the first thing we're going to talk about is the rules. Please make sure to spell rules right. Okay? Put the Z on there. Thanks.
Rolls.
Rolls.
Is that the way somebody spelled on my face?
No.
It should be. That'd be so funny. You really should.
That is
I'm telling you,
cool.
you really should.
So the rule for nomenclature. You know what? One of my grammar Nazis just looked at me and said I should purposely misspell something on a quiz. I'm shocked. Right
You're
now,
supposed to
John
say
Ellis
that.
was in here, he'd be freaking out, saying, "You got to fix that. You got to fix that."
Please. You're supposed to say no, it's a test.
No. So rules for nomenclature are based on the bond. So we kind of started off with this idea, letting it all out. We talked about the first type, which I'm going to go back into today. So we really started in talking about ionics. So ionic bonds. That's probably the fanciest V I've ever wrote in my life. Looks interesting, but fancy.
Take a picture of
No. Live in the moment. We live the moment. Very nice. So ionic bonds are formed between what, children?
Metal and non-metal.
Metal and non-metal. So, the difference between the two is what's important to us. So, let's look first at the metal. The metal. And this is what the metal will do. Okay, this is not a definition of metal. Whenever we write it out, you will understand it's not the definition of metal. Metal will lose an electron / electrons. We win to obtain full octet. Y'all thought we were done with that octet stuff. Never done with the octet. You're going to see a lot of stuff in chemistry revolves around the octet. Okay? Now, that's what the metal does. What you think the non-metal will do?
So is that the definition for metal?
No!
I think that was my favorite accent.
I'm in a great mood today.
It will gain.
I am so proud of non-metal, and this is not the definition for a non-metal. A non-metal will gain an electron / electrons to obtain a full octet.
So I looked up on my Chromebook and it says that's not the definition of it.
Very nice. Thank you for enlightening us. Now, ladies and gentlemen, comes the fun part.
Somebody's having
Remember what the conversation at the beginning of the class was? Positivity. So,
Everything, the whole thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is my idea to help you explain what will happen, for you to have the understanding of what is happening. We're going to go back. Not way back, but we're going to take it back.
One hop at a time.
That's what I said.
And you got something to hit you.
I'll just dance. It is, but it's fun dance, dude. No.
That is a classic. I grew up on that song. Get out.
I did too. How old do you think I am?
How old do you think I am?
You want some-
Careful with your answer.
23?
I like you.
I know how we can. Hey, you tell Space at AB Biology, you said Mary bugs you about it all the time.
Oh, listen, whenever I took her out to one of the nice restaurants we like to hit down when we're in Tennessee, and she looks at me and practically took a knife and just stabbed it in my back and twisted it. I was like, wow, thanks, babe. I think she's trying to push the whole like kid issue thing, and it just ain't working. It's just like a brick. You ain't getting through.
My sister has married now.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, we could use a brick to get through
Yeah, I
the
see
brick.
her all the time. I'm going to my class over
Best
there.
of luck. Okay. Electron configuration. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to look at the second row of your periodic table. So, yeah, we'll do that. Second row. You know what? Let's do the third row. Just because I like the number 3 today. We'll do the third row. Before we do that though, I want to introduce you to 2 very important people.
I have a question.
Yes.
I want to have one. Sure, on the
It's the
side.
joy of the Lord. The first thing we have to do, I want to introduce you to my friend. This is my first friend. Say hello to Neon. Only one person said hello. Now Neon feels bad. Bunch of jugs. Say hello to Neon.
Was he too much neon last night?
Yeah, they were fun.
Yeah, I'm a little scarred.
Oh, damn.
Just stop.
Oh, my God.
Alright, so Neon. So the electron configuration for Neon, I know you guys know this so well because you have such a great chemistry teacher, you know.
This was all you.
Tell me how to do this.
I was on corn.
Get out. Get out. Alright, so 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. What is up?
I didn't know he was here today.
Oh, it's okay. First off, it's very nice to see your face.
Yeah,
I'm telling everybody, I'm gonna step down, I'm gonna stand in the hallway. It's so nice to see your face and see your face and see your face and see your face.
Yeah,
And then you go point like,
Maybe you should put a face covering on.
He's traumatized after
protect the environment.
Emotional damage. I just want that to just like play on my phone. Okay, anyway, so size of neon, let's go from neon. That's my first friend, neon. Neon's kind of cool. Why? Because you got neon signs. I don't care who you are. That stuff just looks good. I am calm. Let me introduce you to my other friend. My other friend, his name is Argon.
Is that even full electron configuration for neon?
Yes.
Shouldn't it go 3 something?
Neon's it ends in the second row.
Oh, thought we were doing
Sodium
the same
starts 3 in. We are doing the third row, but just follow the method. Okay? Trust Mr. Hall. You trust him very nice. Say yes, dog, or get out. You want that letter of recommendation? I thought so. You trust Mr. Hall,
I
right?
love you, I swear.
That's what I
You're
thought.
my favorite.
Okay, so Argon.
You told us over at the same time.
He said, shut up!
Oh my God, child, I swear. Shut up.
So which one is it, dog?
Okay, so Argon is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6. Wonderful. Now, whenever you look at these two, you can clearly see something happen. what we see is something missing from one that the other one has. It is in both. But 3s2, 3p6.
Need for the following students to come to the office,
No, you
please.
don't.
Cheyenne Dawson,
Don't you do
Lindsay
it.
Baker, Caitlin Hatfield, and
Don't do
Connor Lee.
Okay. I give you permission. Now, we're going to do the third row. I need a periodic table so I can look at it and do it very fast. Here.
I love it. Back.
Here we go. Okay? We're going to do this. We are going to look at sodium. Say hello, sodium.
Hello.
Remember, that's sodium, not Avogadro's number. That's back to week 3.
My doctor told me I'm not allowed to eat sodium because my blood pressure is like 150/80.
That's awful. Aluminum,
That's what happens whenever you eat too much McDonald's.
phosphorus,
Trust me, he told me that too.
sulfur, chlorine. These are our friends. They are going to help us.
We are so popular. We have so many.
I know, right? They love us. We have 118 of them to be exact.
Say what?
It's all done.
Oh, so sad.
Thank you so much, Kinsey.
It's
I
because
really
he
do
doesn't
appreciate
watch
it.
any movies, so he don't get any of our references.
Yeah.
Seen Harry Potter.
You should see a pattern for me. Oh, that is not a pattern. That is a messed up tool backwards. There we go.
Because I had this class called chemistry and it required me to study and I had to show up at school and you know, it makes me sad.
That is very important. Very good key to success is showing up in chemistry.
Yeah, Kinsey wouldn't know that.
I am passing, thank you very much.
You know what? You all need to love each other like brothers and sisters. Stop this.
I do love her and that is why I treat her like my sister. Mean.
I love it. Me.
That's also why my sister stays in Fairmont because she hates me.
She does not hate you.
She does not hate me. She
Okay.
despises me.
What's wrong with you?
So as you write this down, I want to talk to you for a little bit. So you'll see something taking place. Neon has a full octet, correct? Full octet is 8 valence electrons. See? Look at the second energy level in neon. There's 2 in the S and 6 in the P. 2 plus 6 is?
10.
2 plus 6?
Excuse me, interruption for a few announcements.
Sorry, I was multiplying. Man.
You're okay. Don't do it.
Yeah, she's doing it.
In the 2022 Youth Art Month counting winners, Caitlin Kennedy won third for the 3D plaster mask mixed media piece entitled Masquerade. Congratulations, Caitlin. Can you come down to the office just a minute? Also, Owen Keeney won in the 2D colored pencil piece entitled Tribute to Poe. Awesome. Owen, can you come to the office just a minute?
No, he
In the
can't.
2022 Young Writers Contest on the county level, Brody Klein won the county division in 9th and 10th grade for a piece entitled My Dad's Necktie. I need to see Brody for just a minute.
I still don't know how tired.
Also, we're going to club's second period. Reminder to the Career Center students, if you should accidentally or on purpose miss the Career Center bus, we need to see you in the office before you do anything else. Don't worry, we gotta know where you're at. We don't want to chase you and wonder. Also, on the mask, face mask,
Here we go.
remember that if there may be individuals who need to wear a mask for whatever reason, and that's their business. So everybody can do what they want to about masks without anybody bothering them.
That's right.
Thank you.
Don't bother anybody once in a while.
Imagine if she was.
Okay.
Decided that we're going to put them back.
Oh,
You guys want to?
what is 2 plus 6?
8.
You will destroy the SAT. Come to Argon. Does it have a full octet in the second level?
No. Yes. That's another one.
C. Yes.
No.
Does it have a full octet in the third energy level? Yes.
I just told you.
What is in the third energy level? 3s 2, 3p6, 2 plus 6 is 8. Full octet. Now, what's the difference here? Neon has a full second energy level. Argon has a full third energy level. Here's the key to this. When you look at it, every one of these are going to make a decision. What's easier for them? Is it easier for them to go to the second energy level and be like neon, or go to the third energy level and be like argon? This is what I'm talking about when I say, will they lose or gain electrons? What's easier? So look at sodium.
What an awesome job that our cheering section did last night at the game. Hopefully everybody will when I come tomorrow. I need to see the following students in the office: Megan Mitchell, Dalton Stewart,
I messed
Emma
up my mind.
Barnett, Elijah Ellis, McKenna Stewart, and Jasmine Godfrey.
I got carried away.
No, see you when y'all go.
Way to go, Taylor. You're getting asked in the beginning.
I just noticed.
I don't know. I thought it was kind of easier when you played at the beginning. I think it's confused me now.
That's just because all the interruptions. Don't worry. Look at this. How do you let me forget the little pig? Later. Have a wonderful day. So this is as far as we got yesterday. Had a nice conversation with you guys. And I want to stress with you guys, I had the same conversation with 8th period. And I don't feel like I stressed enough with you all. Don't feel bad for me. If anybody feels bad for me and you're like walking out there like, man, so bad. It makes you feel any better? Mr. Hall.
We don't know how to feel bad for you. We weren't here.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
We don't really know, but
Someone between you and me. But don't feel bad for me or anything. I promise you I'm fine. Like I really am. The stuff I went through in my life, for a reason. And I think one major, big reason is God let me go through it is because of this. So that anybody, doesn't matter where you're at, I can look at you and tell you you can. So remember, no negativity.
I will.
Right. And positive thinking, positive outlook, you will accomplish this. So we talked about, we're picking back up on nomenclature, and this is where we're going to start rolling. I will remind you, because I won't be here tomorrow, remind you, Friday, there will be a lab, okay? Next Friday is the quiz. No crying. What is it? That's the fun one. I got they got my fume hood working, by the way, so that's really cool. So we can do like some real good
You made
stuff
us
now.
hate labs with your little
Wait, they fixed the
presentation.
thing?
Yep.
thanks for being here.
So, we talked about nomenclature and how all nomenclature is just naming chemicals. It's naming is based off the bonds. So the rules for naming come from the bonds. We're going to look at the bond that is between them to determine what set of naming rules we will use. It is that simple. This is why we do bonds first, then we do nomenclature. Some teachers like to come out the gate swinging with nomenclature, and I don't feel like it has a good flow to it. When you can identify the bonds, it works a lot smoother and a lot better for you. So we talked yesterday, and where we're all starting off at is ionic bonds. So ionic bonds forms between a metal and a nonmetal. This is not definitions of what metals and nonmetals are. This is telling you what they will do. The metal will lose an electron or electrons, and why do they do that?
To gain a full octet.
To gain a full octet. Sorry, I was just sitting there, I'm like, did I just break English? Pretty sure I did. They'll do that to gain a full octet. Why will nonmetals gain electrons?
For a full octet.
To obtain a full octet. That's what this is all about. Getting a full octet. So I did this yesterday with the electron configuration. So here in the middle is everything in that third row. I want to make sure you get this. Everything in the third row. So over here on the left is neon. Over here on the right is argon. You see that neon has a full outer shell with 8 valence electrons, right? Second energy level, second energy level. 2s has 2 electrons, 2p has 6 electrons. Whenever we take a 2 plus 6 or 6 plus 2, what we get?
4.
All of you will destroy the SAT. You need to review your math skills.
Hey, I did good on my ACT.
Very nice, Mr. Hobbity Pie.
Thank you.
Are you though?
Yes I is. Now you go to argon. Argon, yes. Argon have full second energy level. Yeah,
Oh,
argon.
that should be his gun.
Oh, very nice. There's no English. No English in here.
R is
Sorry,
So we have-
yesterday I had to pull out some.
We have the 2s and the 2p is full, but look at the third energy level. What's in the third energy level?
full octave.
I full octave. Y'all just like looking at me like you're so tired or
I'm
something.
trying to copy the lines.
Okay, you copy down while I ask everybody, why do y'all look like you drank NyQuil this morning?
We done what you told us not.
That's what my mommy took you to. Yeah, so I've done that.
I just got nothing to say.
Wait, what'd she say? I was talking.
I blame Darren. See, we have an excuse, we blame Darren. Yes. For his 6:30 to 9 something tryouts. He let us have, what's the,
Understand? Hey, by the way, speaking of that, I got a baseball schedule. Your girls get a softball schedule.
we don't even know who's on the team yet. I ain't even got a team.
I get that. I'm just saying when you get a
I
schedule.
know, only thing I tell you is the first game, it's like the 18th.
When you get a schedule, shoot it to me and Mary, okay? Because we like to come watch. We like to support.
Please don't. Cody said, please don't. If it's independence, just
Do
stay
not come
home.
to the shady game.
Or shady,
We
just
will
stay
stand
home.
there and they're going to be hitting home runs over the fence.
Well, if you guys want to, you can come to our shady game tonight.
Yeah, that didn't go well either.
Sorry, I'll have church or he will be there.
It's okay.
Oh, yeah.
The shady back.
Yes.
Yeah, they did.
They're number one in the state right now.
Yeah, their bases are everything.
Oh, it's a whole bunch.
Way better.
Okay.
They're just seem like a good runner.
Okay, look at the third energy level. The 3s has 2. The 3p has 6. What's 2 plus 6, darling? Nice, okay. That's them is called value. Here's the difference. Here's what every one of these in that third row decides. Is it easier to lose and be like neon, or easier to gain and be like argon? That's the decision they're making. What's the easiest way to get to 8? Now, whenever you look at this, every one of these has a full outer shell in the second energy level, right? Because when you examine it, looky here, 2, 2, 2, 6. 2, 2, 2, 6. By the way, you all let me forget the 2p yesterday. Ridiculous. 2p or not 2p? That's a question. Thanks for amusing me. It was funny and you know it. It was. I'm marking it down as I went across the curriculum and taught you English.
That's
That's
not
philosophy.
English.
2, 2, 6. 2, 2, 2, 2 and 6. 2, 2, 2, 6. 2, 2, 2, 6. 2, 2, 2, 6. All of them have a full second energy level. Yes.
So the number in front of the letter is what energy level it is?
Yes. Very
Think
nice.
that as a variable. They're fine.
No, I know what you're saying, right?
Okay. So they all have a full second energy level. So it's all determining, is it easier to fill the third energy level or empty it and go to the second energy level? That's the decision they're going to make. And all you got to do is look. So we don't need to worry at all about these guys. We're all going to determine based off that third energy level.
What'd they do to you?
You won't have to get it. I can solve it.
I need new marker. I don't think I have this color. Let me check the first aid kit.
You know, it's gonna be really bad whenever somebody goes to use that one day.
You just start throwing markers at them.
Wake up.
You draw a band-aid on them.
I have a first aid kit back there. If anybody grabs that first aid kit and brings it, they're gonna be like, why is there markers in here? Well, we're gonna mark, we have to amputate. I just need a Band-Aid. Oh, you got good, that thing cut off. Okay, anyway, you want it at the knuckle or where at?
Well, what they have like a boo-boo on their head?
Oh.
Empty head.
So we're gonna look here at this third energy level, and this is where everything's gonna become interesting, is because at this point, what you're gonna see, this is the hope of what you'll see with this. Take a look. Take a look at sodium. How many valence electrons does sodium have?
8.
What's the outermost energy level?
3.
Stop throwing out answers. Outermost energy level. 3. How many electrons are in the third energy level?
Oh no.
Saw, how many valence electrons?
Oh no.
1. So, getting to 8, is it easier for sodium to be like neon or argon?
Neon.
Neon. Because it's easier just to lose that 1.
Oh.
So sodium jumps over. Look at magnesium. How many valence electrons for magnesium?
2.
There's 2. Third energy level is 2. Magnesium.
Equal to neon.
Is it easier to be neon or argon? Neon.
It's going to see the neon lights and the neon lights.
How about aluminum?
3.
3 valence electrons. Where's it going? Gonna be like neon or argon? It's gonna be like neon. Then you get to the fun one. Silicon. What's silicon gonna do? Third energy level, third energy level. There's 2 in the S and 2 in the P, which gives me 4. You'll go either way, or silicon really doesn't like forming an ion. Silicon likes sharing.
Because it's in the
cares.
fourth column.
So silicon
It's a column.
is the cutoff point. You're going to see a magical thing take place here. Look at phosphorus. How many valence electrons? There's 5. It's been a while since I've done this. I want everybody to bow their head and close their eyes. Everybody bow your head and close your eyes. You can snicker with your head bowed and eyes closed. Don't you look at me. I will call you out right here in front of God and everybody. If you have no idea how we are getting these valence electrons and all what Mr. Hall's talking about, raise your hand. Okay, put your hands down.
You want to know why? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. I wasn't here yesterday, and I'm still trying to write all this down.
Okay, start writing down. Okay, you guys can look at me. You guys can look at me.
I just caught up.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Let's see that.
Here's the thing, is it's all about the valence electrons. What are valence electrons? Those are, this is review, valence electron. They are outer shell electrons. What are you talking about? Outer shell, or we'll break it down even more simple. Farthest energy level. I know it was.
You messed up.
I did.
Please
Nope.
fix it.
farthest energy level.
Fart energy level.
Which means
Gas.
largest
Oh, I get it.
number energy level. That's what we're looking at with these guys. They're in the third row. What's the outer shell? That greatest energy level they have. They have electrons in the first energy level, second energy level, and the third. The greatest is the third. This is why I marked all this stuff out. All we're focusing in on are these right here. We're focusing on all of these electrons that start with a 3. I know it's been a minute, but whenever you look at this, remember, there's only one orbital in an S subshell. So in the S can only have 2 electrons. P has 3 orbitals, which means P can have 6 electrons. 2 plus 6 is 8. When you look at the 18th column, that's where neon comes from and argon comes from. Those are noble gases. They always have 8 valence electrons. Neon's in the second row, but look, 2, there's 2 in the S, 6 in the P, gives it 8. That's what we're looking at. That's where everything's coming into play at, is when we're examining how can we get to 8? What's the easiest way to get to 8? Will we lose or will we gain? So it's a number game, really.
Is that number after 3P?
What?
On phosphorus, go all the way over. What is that?
It's a 3.
That 3P,
3. It's a 3. I covered it right there, so Mark,
Oh,
you don't see it.
I'm sorry.
No, you're okay.
I'm scared. I'll just wash it.
This is what we're really looking at and saying. It's a number game. In the number game, this is what it all breaks down to. Get to 8. That's it. Whenever you're playing the number game and you're trying to get to 8, you always have 8. Not always, but normally always. We'll hit that later. Let's get this and then we'll hit that later. So it's normal to have 8 below your starting number. We're going to take starting number and do what is easy to get to 8. Whenever we look at this, the key is remembering, you normally have 8 below the starting number. When we are going to do what's easiest to get to 8, we can add or subtract.
it goes to neon or argon, because like they both equal up to 8.
Give me a moment. I have a crazy, weird, random idea that popped in my head that I think may help you with. I'm creating a game on the fly. This may be the greatest idea I've had this week or the worst idea I had this week. We don't know yet.
I'd like to buy part.
Your ideas are fun, Walmart, so I'm interested to see what this one is.
I always like the green one.
What'd you learn today in class? How to play a game? What games you play? Get to 8? What are they teaching you? Well, it was chemistry. What in the world? Okay, so we're going to determine.
You probably wouldn't ask questions after that, because I don't know any translation of chemistry.
Yeah, structure.
We'd probably think, oh, okay.
Okay. Let's get to 8. Here's the game. So, you always have your starting numbers. So I'm going to give you your starting numbers. Here are your numbers. The number
The survey says.
1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6.
Talking a British lady
And number
accent.
7.
A British lady.
You know, you can't just like demand an accent, man. It just happens, okay?
All of that kind of popped up out of nowhere.
All of a sudden, I have the greatest desire to never visit England. I know what you're thinking, but Mr. Hall, what are we going to do to get to 8 if we have the number 8? Nothing! You're already there. So, here's the thing when playing the game. Always, always, always remember, normally, you got 8 below. So there's 8 here and there's 8 there. That's where the neon and argon's coming into play. I got 8 here, I got 8 there. So either way I go, I have 8. What's the easiest thing to do to get 8? This is the one and only time Mr. Hall is going to tell you to be lazy. Do what the simplest, easiest. Understand? Okay. Here we go. Let's play the game. I'm at the number 1. What is the easiest thing to do to get to 8? We're going to lose 1. In this case, subtract 1.
Oh no. That's an insult.
Gotta have a key change right there.
Okay, so we subtract 1. But why do we subtract 1? Does that still get me to 8? Yeah, there's 1 behind it. There's 8 behind it, right? So this is at 8 now. Number 2. Subtract 2. I'm going to help you. Yes, everyone else in the room. It is this simple. We're going back. I'm taking you back to 1st grade. So we will subtract 2.
So what the number is subtract.
Hold on, because there's going to be a changing point. Okay? Remember, we're doing what is easiest to get to 8. Because I have an option on the number 2. Can I add 6 and get to 8? Yeah, but what's the easiest thing to do? Subtract 2. What about the number 3? Subtract 3. Now, why are we subtracting? How are we getting to 8 when we're subtracting numbers? It has an 8 below the starting number. So there's an 8 back here to the left, and there's an 8 over there to the right.
It's like a weird set of rounding.
I know, right? It's interesting.
No, we just have a number line that goes from 1 to 8, excluding 0, and they're all in absolute value.
They're all in multiples of 8.
Number 4.
The 0 is 8.
Number 4 we can add or subtract. It's the cutoff point. we don't really worry about it.
Oh, that is good work.
But now things are going to change. Because look at the number 5. What's easiest to get to 8? Add 3. What about the number 6? We add 2. Number 7. Add 1.
Is this a quadrat?
This seems
I'm
weird.
telling you,
I was told if y'all completed
all
the
that,
square
it's
the
been
other
so long, and I've been in this cold, I was about to fall. I really was. I was about to fall.
That's awesome. Does everybody get how we get to 8? Head bow, eyes glued. Nobody looking around. If you understand how we got to 8, if you do not understand, if you're completely lost on how we got to 8, raise your hand. Nobody's looking around. Perfect. You all belong in this room. Everybody look at me. Everybody belongs in this room because you can
Excuse me,
do.
interruption. Need to make just a few announcements. Starting next week, there's going to be some opportunities for some after-school enrichment activities at Westside. Those will take place on Tuesdays and Thursdays from approximately 3 o'clock to 4:30. The dates will be announced. Snack will be available, and if you need an activity bus, you need to sign up on the particular day. Now, the teachers involved in this, of course, are Miss Argon, who's going to do the ACT tutoring in math right before the test, and Miss Lester, Alicia Lester, is going to do the AC tutoring in English right before the ACT test. And they've been doing this all year. In addition to that, Jennifer Goodman and Alicia Lester are going to be having crafts and fitness activities. Miss Teresa Hicks is going to be working on a celebration newsletter. Miss Shanda Lester is going to be working with her book club. And Miss Keisha Stewart is going to be working with grades and scholarships. We distributed a list of these yesterday. Now, each one of these won't be held every Tuesday or Thursday, but those teachers will let you know, and there'll be sign-ups. Also, I'm tired of looking at hoods and hats and stuff like that. The only day you can wear a hat is on a school-approved celebration kind of hat day that's related to that event. Now, hoods, any other headgear needs to be off when you get in the building. Now, after today, teachers, after I make this announcement in the afternoon, if you run into somebody with a hood or a hat on, just refer their name to me and I'll talk with them. The public speaking contest will be held in April. There's 2 divisions, grades 9 and 10, and grades 11 and 12. There will be a winner in each one of those divisions selected from Westside, and those students will go on to the county competition. If you're interested in participating in the public speaking contest, grades 9 and 10, you need to see Miss Shanda Lester. If you're interested in signing up to compete, see Miss Shanda Lester. Grades 11 and 12, please see Miss Christy Plummer. Also, last chance to sign up for the pet bus. After the first period, we're going to get that list and start typing up names. Last opportunity. If you want to ride the pet bus, you need to sign up right after the first period. Thank you. Have a great day.
Okay, here's the thing. This number you're dealing with, they're just electrons. Subtract an electron. Subtract 2 electrons. Subtract 3 electrons. All these are we looking at electrons? That's what you're doing here. What's the number? Look at 3. Look at the number. It's 1. What do? So we subtract an electron. We lose 1 electron. What about here? We lose 2 electrons. Hey, focus, we're going to jump. Look here, sulfur. This is the key. There's 3 here, 3 here. That means we look at this 2 and this 4. 2 plus 4 is? 6. When we're at 6, what do? We add 2. Do me a favor. Everybody bow your head, close your eyes. Nobody looking around. If you still are completely lost on this idea, raise your hand. If this whole dumb, stupid idea of get to 8 game Mr. Hall created helped you, raise your hand. Put your hands down. That's the craziest idea I've ever came up with at work. Y'all can look at me. Phosphorus. What are we looking at? 2 and 3 is 5. What do we do? Add 3 electrons. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going the wrong way on this. Y'all let me go the wrong way. What? Add 3 electrons. Here we added 2 electrons. Chlorine is 2 and 5. So we add 1 electron. So what happens? All of these that are losing electrons are going to that 8 that's below them. They're acting like neon. But all of these that are adding electrons are coming up here and acting like argon. This is what's taking place. Keep this fresh in your mind. I'm going to jump from here come Monday. Mr. Hall loves you. Have a great, wonderful day. Have fun tomorrow. I see you Friday.